What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about 4 different altcoins today. But before we get started, I just want to say, hey, happy late Thanksgiving to everybody. I was gone, in America we celebrate Thanksgiving, and I've been gone for the past few days because of that. I meant to make videos on the go, but whenever you're out with your friends and family, it can be hard to do anything but recover whenever you have the time to. So, anyways, here I am. Still recovering, but we're going to be talking about 4 different coins, starting it off with CUDOS, C-U-D-O-S, right here, as you can see it, for Stana. Moving on to DOGE for CIGAR, and then we'll be moving on to ACH. I think that's a cost network, if I remember correctly, but ACH for Fonzie. Finishing it up with OTK for Priya Cottrell. Yes, so that's the order that we're going to be going with. I will throw timestamps in the description. Once the video is done, I'll just edit it in there, so if you click on this first thing, you might not see the timestamps, but they will be in there promptly. But without any further ado, guys, let's get into it. For those of you that don't know, I do requests openly. Just leave a request in the comments section. Join the Discord if you'd like. I'll also leave a link in the description for the Discord, and you can leave requests in either location. I do see in order, I do see to the Discord ones first, but even the YouTube ones are on here as well. So anyways, let's really get into it. Let's start talking about this. So, I really like this bottom. Stana, you keep finding some gems here. I like what you're doing. Keep it up. They can't all be winners, but you've definitely found some decent ones recently. If we take this low here, the all-time low, to this relative high, you bounced right off your 61869 area. You're breaking above your 382, breaking above your 236. I think you found your low. I think you found a higher low. And really what I think you got going on is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And you're about to break the neckline. And that could take you, if we were to do a measure move, if I can draw properly, let's see. From low to, depending on how you want to do it, it might be a slanted inverted head and shoulders, but I'm sure this doesn't have a lot of volume either. Let's see. CUDOS. Yeah. So this is a low market cap. Things like this. TA is a little bit more flexible with this. I would say that taking it from this high close, which lines up very well with this high wick here, I think maybe being conservative isn't a bad thing. So drawing the measure move like this, putting the break right here, something like that, you're good. I mean, if this does break bullishly, which I think you will, maybe you break, you back test it, and then you continue to go higher, but you're sitting at about half of a cent right now, 0.45 cents right now, and you're looking at a move to take you all the way up to 1.76 cents, which is quite the dramatic move. 252% from the point of break, and roughly 290, 300%. That's like a near 4x, and it'll probably happen in a short amount of time. Whenever you get patterns like this, you get bottoming formations, whatever, some form of accumulation. Whenever you break out, the move that follows tends to be swift, right? It doesn't take like a whole year and a half to get up there. That's not conventional. It can, I suppose, but relative to the chart, I would expect that you could see price targets all the way up here by the end of the year, if not for sure by the end of Q1. And nothing's for sure, but I would think by the end of Q1 next year for sure. But it's very possible that you could see this kind of growth by the end of the year. And here we are at the end of November, so that's about a month and a week or so away. Again, bounced off of this 61869 area. I really like that. Just positive reaction all the way through. Volume is nice. You look like you want to break out. Let's see if you can get that follow through. All-time high to all-time low. You're above your 236. I think you're good to the 382. Yeah. You even look like you checked back on. Yeah. A little bit of a fight, then you broke above it clearly, and I think you're making your way up to this 382. If you were to turn around from here at all, you might go back to this 236. It's possible. I wouldn't think that you break it, though. If you wick below it, oh well, it's okay, but I don't think you break below it. But I'm kind of skeptical as to if you even turn around from here. Let's look at the day. Yeah, man, this RSI is ridiculous. This is ridiculously bullish, man. You do have bearish divergence presenting itself, but I don't think that means, too much. You can go, you're sitting at 0.0045, maybe you go back to 0.004 or something like that. All in all, man, hugging the purple line, nice break. Like you've got a lot of bullish things going on. So I think it's going up. Where are we looking in the immediate term, like maybe in the coming weeks? Probably anywhere from 006 to 009, somewhere in there. if not dramatically higher into these deep extensions, which again, this kind of lines up, this 2272 with the measure move. It's actually a little bit under that, so somewhere between this 2272 or the 2414. With something like this, you really could exceed the measure move. So good things by the end of the year. And let's see actually real quick, if we were to put a line right here on a closing period, because again, it's low volume, low market cap, so let's use the closing periods. Yeah, man, that's right at your 2618 deep extensions. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw that. Does that come in line with anything else? No, that's not what I was trying to use. Sorry. All-time high. Nope, that's not the all-time high. All-time low. All-time high. Your 618, 69, smack dab in the middle of this previous area of support, right in the kind of measure move area. There's a lot going on up there. So I bet you do find resistance somewhere in this area. But I think it's a non-stop train until then. And yes, you might have your pullbacks along the way. This was a non-stop train to the downside, but you still had moments where you went from low to high, you pumped 74%, so it's not going to be a straight line, but more or less it will, Any downside, just blink, it's buy the dip territory. But enough of that. Let's get on to the next one. That's CUDOS. Good choice. I like it. I think it's getting ready to break out. For any breakout traders, if you want to not necessarily chase this thing, but buy the breakout, look for that to break out at literally half a cent. If it goes, I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry. If it goes above half a cent, if you're a breakout trader, then that's a good place to buy. I think it's a decent place to buy now though, even, but it could go, you're at 4.5, you could go to the 4, something like that, potentially even to the 3.7, back to your overall 236 from this low to high here, right? Something like that. But anyways, let's move on to Doge for Mr. iCigar. Dogecoin here. Yep, on Binance, sure, why not? Looking at it, I was looking at this earlier because it's good practice, you guys, to try and prove yourself wrong, right? I'm still under the impression that we have not seen the cycle low for Dogecoin yet. And I've got plenty of videos telling why. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I want to try to make this quick, but from low to high, you're holding this 382 pretty well, man. To be fair, you've overall kind of had lower highs, but this time was a higher high. You've had it before where you've had higher highs, right? Here was a higher high, and then you went down and you found a lower low after that. So Dogecoin does like to tug at our heartstrings. It definitely does. But it doesn't have to. Just because I'm expecting lower prices than this doesn't mean it has to. Holding this 382 is actually a really bullish thing, and, it's kind of far away, but unfortunately what would make me forego this idea that we're going lower is either time, or if we were to get above this 236, then I would be pretty convinced. Really, if we have a month that closes above this, that would probably convince me. Obviously I'd start to be worried if we work our way up, but there's a lot that needs to happen before I completely forgo this lower low here. I haven't bought any Dogecoin. I do have a sizable order ready to buy some Dogecoin. But if it goes up, I can just transfer that into other coins that have yet to take off or something like that. I don't expect, even if Dogecoin does go up here and it looks like it's not going to find its next low, I don't expect it to start doing crazy bullish things like this or like this. Come on now, back over here, until toward the end of the cycle. And I've said this a few times, but if we think about the Bitcoin halving, this chart looks kind of weird. We'll use the Bittrex chart real quick. But the Bitcoin halving in 2016 happened in July, I believe. Happened in July this month here, right? So this was the halving here. Dogecoin didn't go on, and it went up. It was up, a good bit from 0.00085 all the way up to like 0.002. That's a dramatic increase for sure, even at its lowest point. But from July to the time that it really started to take off, that was 8 months. That was over half a year after the halving that it started to take off. We go to the next halving, which was in 2020, right? It was in May of 2020. Well, here's May. We didn't really start to go. Technically here, the first month was 6 months, about half a year later. We didn't really break out of this range until about, 8 months later again, So I would think if the halving is supposed to be in April, if we take that and go to 8 months, even if Doge is to go up, this is the whole premise that I'm going, before I get into the more immediate term time frame stuff, I think that there's money to be made in other cryptos, and that this might be one to come back to, even if the whole idea is that if this lower low doesn't come in, you could still snag this thing at a decent price even 8 months after the halving, which from now would be, roughly a year and a month, basically a year, because we're at the end of November. So, you know, I don't think, I mean, that would be December of 2024 that it would start to run up. And then again, it has months of follow through. So just because that's where I have that doesn't mean that's where I think it's going to top. That's just where things are going to get kicking off, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, if that made sense, I hope it did. Let's look at the more immediate term stuff. I'm going to go back to the Binance chart because Bittrex sucks a dick. It's not good, and that's why they're closing. I haven't liked Bittrex, man, since I first heard of them. So. I'm not happy to see any on-ramp for crypto close, but that's what you get for having poor business practices, man. They do not have good customer service. They don't, you know, I don't know too much about their inner workings. I'm not trying to shit on them, but it doesn't surprise me that they're going under. Anyways, a rejection here off of this overbought zone on Binance on the weekly RSI does not look good. To be fair, you came down, you were looking like you're going to have a bearish engulfing candle, and you're back up. You have a day and 20 hours left, essentially 2 days. You could be making strides higher. You did hold this 069 level pretty well, which is also an overall 382, right? From the previous cycle low to this high, but from the cycle's high to this cycle low, that's a relative area to hold. It's not a fib level, but it is an area that I find significance on in a few different charts. Well, more than just a few, but if you can get above this 236, I would say things are looking good up to about 1.4 cents. Here we are, or I'm sorry, 14.1 cents. Here we are sitting at about 7.8 cents. So get above that 236, previous area of resistance here, resistance there. If you can get above that, which is right at just under 10 cents, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, like just a little bit over 9 cents. Things could look good at least until about 14 cents, somewhere around there, which would also be around this previous high, previous area of support kind of over here. A little wick action going on over there. But if not, if you close this week red, especially if you close the preceding week red, this could look like the setup to inevitably take us to lower lows, lower than this low. And I'm hoping for it, man, because I do want to buy some Dogecoin at far cheaper prices, being that we are at about 8 cents right now, just a little bit under that. If we were to go to a low that's lower than that, that's going to be a more than 37.5% decrease. That's going to be some prime buying opportunities. And if you remember any of my videos that I've talked about Dogecoin before, my price targets are like at a minimum of like 3.69 cents. That's actually where I have a very big buy order set right now. It's a little bit above this 1272. Kind of comes in line with this previous low down here. That low is just above 4 cents, but I do still think that we're going to go below 4 cents. Below 2 cents is a possibility. Below 3 cents is a possibility, but I've got all my buy orders set. The lowest one is just below 3 cents, but most of them are basically above 3 cents. So I kind of layer them, you know. And my heaviest buy order right now is at 369 because it's just above that 1272. Anyways. Looking at the weekly, see if we can get some red weeks to close. If we can do that, that'll look like a rejection off this overbought zone. We'd go down. Let's look at the daily. Beyond that, though, actually, the weekly RSI doesn't look too bad. It was relatively neutral. Couldn't even get oversold. And, I mean, now you can't get overbought. That's not necessarily a good look either, but it's not too bad. But a rejection off of this area would promote some downside price action. Volume to follow through with your moves up. You do have bearish divergence. You have 1, 2, 3 drives there, or I guess technically 2 drives, 3 highs, but 2 drives. Resistance in a common zone. You are getting lower lows in your RSI, but you do have a lower low in your price here, so that's not hidden bullish divergence. That actually is bearish convergence. And I think this daily RSI is telling us a little bit more of the story that we do probably want to go down. But let's just see. You know, time will tell. I'd say we'll have more of a resolution on that in the coming weeks. Technically, you do have not too bad of a look right here, finding support where you found support before, a little bit before here with these 2 tips. You know, yes, you wicked below it, but whatever. Closed here, previous resistance, previous area of support. You're having a nice reaction. Let's see here, top to bottom. You could go up a little higher. You're sitting at about 7.9 cents on Binance right now. Maybe you go back to 8 cents, 8.2 cents, and then we turn around. Something like that could happen. If not, you might be making your way right now up to 14 cents, but there's a lot. Not a whole lot that has to happen, but you got to get, again, above that like 9.3, 9.4 cents, which actually is like where your 1272, 1414 is. So if you can get above there, I'll think that it probably is good till prices above this purple line, probably even up to like 14 cents is what I would think. But for the moment, I am bearish. I definitely am bearish. 4-hour RSI not really telling us too much. It looks kind of strong right now, but not really. You do have lower highs and lower lows, and you're in the oversold zone, where here you might be rejecting the overbought zone. You know, let's just see how this thing plays out over the next 2 weeks, I would say, and that'll give us some more resolution for sure. And that's all I got for Dogecoin. So at the moment, I think it's going to come down. Maybe it goes up a little bit more, up to like this 8.2 area, but I'm not expecting it to break that. And inevitably, hopefully, prices below 4 cents will still be possible. But let's move on from there. ACH. It's Alchemy Pay. I don't know why I said ACOS Network. I've got so many altcoins on my mind, but shout out to ACOS Network. ACH, Coinbase. I don't even remember what the ACOS chart looks like, so don't hold me to that. It might be shit. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's the best coin. I really don't know, so don't hold me to it. 4-hour bearish divergence, not confirmed technically, but it is presenting itself. Let's get this 4-hour to close. You still have 3 hours left, so if this can continue to build, this bearish divergence goes away. Either way, you are overbought in a common area that you like to turn around from. That doesn't mean that it's done going up just yet. You kind of do look like you found a low. Let's go out on the daily. I normally start out and then work my way in. Let's see here. I like the low here. I think that is the low for this thing. Yeah, you came down to your 382. You had a little fake out below it. Now you're above your 236. I really do like this. This thing could be going up as well. Let's look at the daily RSI. Daily RSI looks constructive, man. Pretty damn constructive. I love seeing this kind of structure where you've got these like lows coming in line with each other. I would think you're geared to seeing this overbought zone on the daily time frame, which would probably take you to new highs, new relative highs above 2.35 cents. That is. I really like this low right here at the 382. You held it, and then you had a fake out below it with a nice recovery. So that just, to me, it definitely fits the bill of a fake out. I want to go back to this 4-hour. I mean, here, you kind of had your bearish divergence, but you just moved sideways and then moved up. So maybe you're doing that now. You had your move up. Maybe you're going to move sideways, find support on your previous areas of resistance, previous areas of support. Maybe move down to 2.02 cents. You're sitting at 2.08 now, so really not dramatic. For like a day or two over the weekend, hey, that sounds about right. And then maybe next week you start gearing up for prices that are going to be higher. And where are you going to go? Let's just see what you did this last time. Top to bottom here. Deep extension, man. Nice move. Strong. Definitely strong. Not a whole lot of volume, but whatever. That's okay. Above your purple line, you grinded it, held it as support, and above it. Let's see what you got going on here. Yeah, you might be making a move to 3 cents or higher if you keep up this deep extension work. I would look, just because of how it's been acting, I would look at least to this 2.8 cent area, but I think you could be testing this previous area of resistance here, previous area of support. Kind of looks right to me. Yeah, probably around 3 cents. Here you are sitting at around 2 cents. You probably go, that would be 50% higher. So in a very short amount of time, potentially by the end of this month. We have 6 days left in the month as of right now. So I think next week is whenever you're going to see that kick off. If it's not by the end of this month, probably by the end of the first week in December. But I think this thing's gearing up, man. Good job, Fonzie. I think you're going to be you're gonna have a little Christmas bonus in your pocket with this thing, man. It looks good. Looking at this daily too, man. Not only the ascending trend line that you have down here, but you're bouncing off of the bearish area of control. You couldn't even get oversold. You had no problem being overbought. Very strong, and just beyond that, it's constructive. I like this low too. It's got that nice. It's like a eve like pattern, right? It's like a double bottom, but it's got a nice cup like that. That is a nice shape right there. That, I mean, if you guys see this, especially on like larger time frames, it's very significant. And let's see. I mean, technically, you would have a measure move with something like this from low to high here. If we put it at the point of break, which would be right there, you exceeded your measure move, man, and you actually closed like right at it. So I think you are respecting the TA on this thing, man, and I think there's no reason why you shouldn't see 3 cents or higher very soon, probably in the next week or two is what I would think. So good job on ACH. If it was to go lower, I mean, probably look for a close below about 1.94 cents. If you close, let's see, what is that at? 1.936, whatever, something like that. Maybe then you might go lower, but I do like it. Let's see, top to bottom here again. finding a little resistance on your 618 area. I don't know, man. I like it. I do like it. 4 hour looks good. Weekly, we haven't looked at the weekly, have we? Weekly looks good, man. Yeah, I like this. I do like this. Let's see. That's my cat, Mufasa. Hi, Mufasa. Bounced off the 6.9, man. Double bottom. I'm sure I've mentioned that in plenty of my videos that I made about this, but sometimes I forget where I was before. So just looking at that, I like that. You did fall short of your 382, which isn't necessarily a good thing. This could leave the door open to go back to your 618 from here, down to about 1.5 cents. But I don't know, man. The shorter term stuff looks pretty bullish, in my opinion. I would think that you're on your way up. Let's see what you're doing again. This high to low. Did I already do that? Okay, no, here we go. This high to low, you are grinding your 382, found support on your 236. I think you're going higher, man. Yeah, 618's right at that 3 cents area, 3.3. I like that. I really do like it, man. I think you're going higher. So enough of that. Alchemy Pay looks good. Probably higher in a very short amount of time. So yes, congratulations to the ACH holders. Moving on to OTK USDT, sure, on KuCoin. Wow, holy butt nuggets, man. This is crazy. What the hell? Okay, let's see. I feel like I've made a video on this before, and I probably didn't like it because it looked like dog shit. But hey, man, the last 3 weeks have been pretty good, haven't they? Market cap unknown. Let's go to coin market cap. Man, I'm a little sick, you guys. Sorry, I keep sniffling. I'm not sorry. It's just part of life. But anyways, Octon. Let's see. Market cap. One low cap coin. Very low cap coin. Volume. Is it self-reported? It doesn't say it's self-reported. Circulating supply. They verify it. It's coin market cap puts their name in the hat. So looks like their total supply versus their circulating supply is dramatically different. So stuff like this I don't necessarily like, but it is such a low market cap that if you wanted to throw some money in it, I mean, you could take $100 and genuinely, if this thing was to catch traction, you could see it be worth tens of thousands of dollars even, you know. The thing is with this is a market cap worth let's call it $2 million, growing to $2 billion. That would be a 1,000x, okay? 2 million to 2 billion, because 20 million would be a 10x, 200 million is a 100x, $2 billion market cap would be a 1,000x. Now that's completely possible. A $2 billion market cap is something that a lot of cryptos can definitely achieve and have achieved and will continue to achieve. Will this one see it? Maybe, maybe not. But the thing is, even if it does see a $2 billion market cap, that doesn't guarantee that the price is going to grow by 1,000x, because you have such an undiluted supply. As these coins get released, I don't know what the schedule's like. I don't know what if they're locked up, if it's, you know, for whatever reason, maybe it's a scam project and the founders, the creators, they have some locked up for themselves in a big wallet, and whenever it's worth $100 million, they're just going to rug pull it all and make like 20 million on it or something. But maybe none of that happens. Maybe it's a completely legitimate project. I don't know. I'm not looking into it. That's not what this is. I don't do fundamentals really. I just talk about the technicals. And from a technical point of view, this does leave you open to risk. So don't throw your bank at this thing, man. If you want to put some money in it, put some money that you're okay with losing, because again, with 1,000x potential in the market cap, you might not see that in the price, but you can still see some pretty decent gains. So don't let my necessarily negativity or realism throw you off from this thing, because it's doing some bullish shit, man, for sure. You've got the most volume that you've ever seen in this thing's history by far. Ridiculous, man. Very, very impressive move. I wonder, is there something? Can I look this up? Is it only on KuCoin? It's only on KuCoin. So I guess I don't really know if that's the an appropriate all-time high to take. Yes, it's the all-time high on the chart, but like, was it agreed upon, or was this just the listing price and then boom, the real price that someone bought it was all the way down here? I guess we can take it from the top and just see if we're showing any respect on it. Let's see. Wrapping it on up here. Let's see. I mean, kinda. You kinda got some respect on it. I want to take this recent high here. Maybe this high. Come on now. It's hard. It's really hard, man. I don't know if the fibs are going to be of use in this. This kind of looks like there's some respect on it, but I don't really know. what I can say, I suppose, would be if we take this relative low here, the all-time low, to this relative high here, we could see a pullback down to the 382. That wouldn't be too crazy at all. Let's see what you've done before. Yeah, look at that. You pulled back to your 382, couldn't even get it. Definitely bullish structure forming, man. You could pull all the way back to the 382, go lower than this low, but maintain prices higher than this low, though it wouldn't surprise me if you continued to go a little bit higher, actually. Sorry, thought I heard something. You could pull back to this 236, 1.11111 cents, finding support on a previous area of resistance. 382 is right down there. If you pull back to this 236, I would think that you go lower. But let's just see. If not, if you can get above this 069, that's where this line, it's rarely handy, but at this point in time it is. If you can get above 2.06 cents, I would think that you're probably good to go until, let's see what these fibs tell us. Look at that. You found resistance right at your 1618. I think, look at that, your 236 right with the 886, man. I wouldn't be surprised if you went a little bit lower. Maybe you don't go to your 382. Maybe you do hold the 236, but if you can break above 2.0690609 cents, sorry, I would think you're on to about 3.3 cents there. Yeah, if not higher, potentially even up to 5 cents. This thing looks like it likes to move, so. But at the moment, if I really had to guess, I would think you see some kind of a retracement. Very strong RSI. Very, very strong RSI. Neutral, 4 hour, but whatever. You're showing neutral price action. You know, it's kind of to be expected. You look a little bit more bearish. I would think you go lower. You probably go, again, back to somewhere around that 236. Let's see. From this low to high, your 382 is right there at 1.3 cents. Your 236 would be, yeah, a little bit below that. So somewhere around 1.111 cents, 1.32 cents, something like that. Wouldn't be too crazy. I think that's what you do. And then probably higher, man. This thing looks like it wants to go. So that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content. If you have any requests for any stocks, anythings, man, any coins, whatever, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I am going to leave a link for the Discord. You can leave requests there as well. If I had to say which one I like the most right now, I mean, I love Doge. Doge is probably the one I love the most. But for the immediate term growth, I would say it's between CUDOS and ACH. They both look like they want to do good things, man. What was CUDOS again? Because I know ACH I was talking for or calling for like a 50% price growth, but this thing, because it's got this right here, right? I mean, yeah, that'd be a lot higher. So I guess CUDOS probably looks a little bit better, but they all look good, man. They all look really good. I mean, especially like relatively speaking, like even OTK looks like it wants to pull back a little bit from here, but just a little bit, and then it's probably going to go do some really, I mean, it's been doing ridiculously bullish things. So anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. I don't know if I have anything else I want to include. So again, if you like the video, hit that like button. It's very much appreciated. Subscribe if you'd like to see more stuff that I make, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Have a good day, good night, whatever. Bye-bye. Peace out.